They say you never miss your water until your well run dry. And overspilled milk, a big man is not supposed to cry. Well then, Butterbrimo, if you're the woman Butterbrimo, them could have charged her for sin. Butterbrimo, straight cleaning, in search of fucking. Butterbrimo, fully they made examine, figure lose such a sweet brownie. Butterbrim, now it's the dread she call it when she need sexual healing. Anyways, one man lost is another man's gain. If you can't handle the traffic, then stay out the lane. Behind her beautiful smile, she was hiding her pain. You couldn't see the tears due to the falling rain. But with a woman emotion, son, you don't wanna play a game. Then got certain moves that want put you to shame. And then you begging and you balling will all be in vain. When I bet she call the next money. Remember all of the first time you meet it. You have to do that clutch much more for keep it. Candlelight dinner, wine and chocolate. Don't forget the roses, big man, this stock it. You should have me walk her down to the pulpit and remove her sexy ass from off for the market. Your friends don't have no woman but them calling you whip. And like an idiot, you believe it. Butterbrimo, if you're the woman Butterbrimo, them could have charged her for sin. Butterbrimo, straight cleaning, in search of fucking. Butterbrimo, fully made examine, figure lose such a sweet specimen. Butterbrim, now it's the dread she call it when she need sexual healing. A woman is a gift unto humanity. Treat her with respect and dignity. Heed the words of the great Tyrus Riley. She royal, will treat her like royalty. She works, she cooks, she clean and wash your stinking laundry. All she wanted in return was your loyalty. Could I make her a carnival free karaoke? Her love just come down and she need a remedy. You met her at the peak of her sexuality. Wrong time to leave a big woman lonely. Pretty like an angel, but she well freaking. And now she feeling horny. Income not a dread to fulfill her fantasy. She blows when I whisper sweet nothing softly. She's on a journey. Onto ecstasy. Butterbrimo, if you're the woman Butterbrimo, them could charge her for sin. Butterbrimo, straight cleaning, in search of fucking. Butterbrimo, fully they made examine, figure lose such a sweet brownie. Butterbrim, now it's the dread she call it when she need sexual healing. Fool him, know him, the holding in palm my hand. Woman recently inherited acres of land. Cassava, cocoa, ganja and yam. Yeah, stripping on the box, make the Cessna land. DJ, turn up the bass and make the dance all ram. See why not the building with a brand new song. Word to the wise, all my youth man, you need exceptional skills to keep a good man. Main ingredient, communication. Stop listening for answer and for listen for overstand. All she ever needed was your affection, your kissing, caressing, and attention. You could have solved this complex equation. So go back on the rock, hence you crawl out from. You get the test and you feel the exam. Nobody dread, they read the diagram. Butterbrimo, if you're the woman Butterbrimo, them could have charged her for sin. Butterbrimo, straight cleaning, in search of fucking. Butterbrimo, fully they made examine, figure lose such a sweet brownie. Butterbrim, now it's the dread she call it when she need sexual healing.
Crossover dribble through the middle. Time play like a idiot, someone like a fiddle. Hey, and fool tell Bones say how, see why I talk too fast. Bones tell them they have to listen slow. This is not Charles or Ross, my own. You better fetch your thesaurus, or a little help from your friend the rhinoceros. Don't stare directly into the light, or your brains will be clouded with cordite. I'll make your head nod like birds in flight, or like the way honeys be acting when they doing it right.
Open all night, I'm scribing novels. Pour syrup over whack MCs cause they waffle. I'm keeping them baffled. Get supplied with toxic tracks that'll make them marvel. At the basis decibel, no cure.
All right. Grooving with the lyrics from the man CY. G. Michael Reed here with you. It is Wednesday again. It is March. And it is Women's Month. This is the month that we dedicate to the girls. Give the girls their respect. We should always give them their respect. But of course, in the month of March, it's a kind of a official thing, you know what I'm saying, where they run things then more than usual. And we know that usual, they run things anyway. So it really doesn't make much of a difference to me. I respect women all the time. In Belize City, as we await our co-host for this evening's show and our guest, Belize City has been a hotbed of trauma. 2 suicide murders over the last couple of weeks. One was some foreigners up north, a man and his wife. He shot his wife, stabbed his wife actually, and was preparing a grave. Decided this had too much work. I just gonna kill myself. Also, running truck in our situation there. He survived. Was taken to the hospital and then to the police station, where he promptly took off his pants and finished the job there. Killed himself. In Belize City, a well-known and much respected prominent member of the city council, the city administrator actually, daughter and niece of a very good friends of mine. I know Bill Linder, who is the dad, and Michael Linder, who is the uncle. Very sad situation. I also know the young man Garbutt. I know his whole family. And I did not expect that. I think most people are very surprised that that happened the way it did. Unfortunately, that doesn't leave us, doesn't console us much because we have lost these people. Then the situation in Belmopan, where this boy, believing this family had tried to poison him, actually went Rambo, got his gun, met the people sitting down having lunch, shot the woman and one of the children, 8 years old, but didn't get the husband. I mean, yeah, you would think that's who he would be going after. That is a sad state. I object though to them calling this thing a mass shooting. I don't care what the FBI's definition of mass shooting is, which is what the news was saying. Oh, the definition of mass shooting is 2 people or more killed by 1 or more people with guns. This was one deranged individual. And the sad thing is, it seems this man is a man of property because the victims were renting from him. And in renting from him, he apparently felt sick and decided, well, you know what, maybe they're going to try poison me. Let me take them out. Really, really sick, crazy scenario. Gregory's in the house. Good evening, Gregory. How are you?
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, sir, and good evening to all sitting out there.
An hour late this evening for you.
Yes.
As you have moved your clocks, we have sprung forward.
Yeah.
Actually. And I was seeing a little thing today I saw it before, where the Indians were saying only the white man could cut an inch off the bottom of the blanket, sew it on the top, and think he got a bigger blanket. Kind of makes sense because you're not stretching out the day anyway. You're getting more daylight in the evening, however, than you would in the normally. And some people believe it gives them time to do more. some people aren't happy with it. And in fact, we in Belize had tried it a couple of years back, a couple of decades back actually, and it didn't work out. We didn't go for it, Greg. We didn't like. I don't know how you feel about daylight savings time.
Well, for me, it's not an issue. If it never changes and it stays the same, it's probably fine with me. I do like when it's the summertime that we do seem to get that extra hour of sunlight that we could do some activities, and I think for that purpose, it's okay. I don't have a big issue against it or for it.
You don't seem to have any kind of pros or cons anyway, huh?
No, it doesn't seem to.
And of course, the sun rises early in the mornings anyway, so they're not like you to lose much light in the morning, right? An interesting concept. I don't know. I have to do some research as to who came up with it, why, and what rationale they gave. Obviously, they were able to convince enough people that it was worth.
I think when I was a kid, it did become an issue during the period when there was the first oil embargo. I remember. That's when I remember Belize had adopted it, and most of the world had adopted it. I don't know if that was one of the. I know it was introduced much earlier than that in the history of time of countries, but I know it got pretty emphasized during that oil embargo in 76 or 74. I can't remember exactly.
Why would an oil embargo would have any kind of
I don't remember why, but they thought it would save energy at that point. It was mainly a premise of energy that somehow it was going to be saving energy. Either I think maybe at that time it would cause them to turn on, to have more daylight and less light.
Funny how now though, Gregory, with solar coming online, we're having electric cars.
Yes.
There should be a substantial decrease in the use of fuel, shouldn't there be? But that doesn't sound like there is.
Well, right now, I think solar still represents a very small fraction of total energy usage and production. It's probably around some countries like Belize, it's 3%. Some more countries like the United States is probably about 5%. In some places in Europe and some other, I think in one Caribbean country, it's probably like 20%. I think it's got in Barbados, it's like 20% of total energy.
And it makes sense. It doesn't make sense to you?
It makes a great deal of sense because it's renewable. It doesn't use...
The sun isn't going anywhere.
Yeah. It doesn't use resources that contaminates. Although I do think there's something we might be missing. And that as we put more solar panel on the surface of the earth, I think it does, in fact, one of the things we are trying to avoid. I think it does cause more warming of the surface of the earth.
But why? Why? I mean,
because if the sun, if you just have dirt and soil, it absorbs the heat, right? But it doesn't cause that gross heating effect. But when you have a panel, I think it creates a more warming atmosphere because that heat doesn't get absorbed into the soil.
But it's absorbed into the panel, which is what it's doing, turn it into energy.
It's the light that you're concerned about. But the heat, I'm talking about the radiating heat from the panel does. I haven't done any study. I just from my engineering.
You'd have to explain to me the difference between the light and heat. It would seem that they go together. I mean, the heat comes from the light.
The heat comes from the light, but the heat creates a photovoltaic reaction that causes the panel to generate the electricity. It's not the heat. The heat is what gets absorbed normally in the earth. And I don't have enough information about it.
Yeah. Just idle chatter. We got the other co-host in here now. Good evening, Lisa.
Hi, good evening.
And let's hear Joe because I heard an echo just now.
Yeah, that's what. Is the echo still there?
No,
No,
you're
that's
good.
it sounds good now.
Oh, good.
You dig something. You have to figure out where you're the do and where you're not the do, when you're not the do, when you're the do.
Whether that's something hard to do when you don't know where to do it, and
There
entire.
you go. You got a point now. You have a point. Good evening, people. Welcome to our podcast again. We're here, of course, every Wednesday evening. Good to have a full house this evening. We're supposed to have some guests, aren't we?
I think so.
Yes.
I think we're having some.
Well,
I
let's
see
see.
Mr. Ray just popped up.
I think Ray coming in. Good evening, Ray.
Good
How are you
evening,
doing?
Good evening. Good evening.
Wonderful. Yeah, we're here. Ray, how you feel about daylight savings time?
Oh, I don't like it at all.
Joe?
Don't like it.
I think that there's some merits to it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have it. He said,
Well, nah, that's kind of like.
no. He said daylight saving. I think it's self-explanatory. When the time changes, evidently, the dark comes earlier than later according to the time of the year. So you have daylight saving time so that you will have longer periods or the same periods of light.
No, Joe, because now
So
you
why
get
do you do it?
again to the point where the Indian made that you can't cut a foot off at the bottom of the blanket and sew it on top and think you're gonna longer blanket. You got the same amount of daylight in the day, not really saving anything. You're just transferring maybe from the morning
From the
to the
active,
evening.
yeah, from the active period where people are up and about for the masses, the schools, when the children are about and things like that.
Yes, almost a misnomer. You're not saving any.
No. I experience it. We all do. Because we used to do it, then we stop.
Uh-huh.
So you'll find at 6 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
Clearly, we all observe it. 6 o'clock. All right.
Uh-huh.
This is where the sun is, and this is the light we have. Then it changes. And when it changes, 6 o'clock will not be the same.
Duh.
That's
Joe.
definitely so. That's a fact.
Joe, yeah,
what do you
I
think?
would think.
No, man, it changes. We observe it right here in everywhere.
Yes. You know what? I
Uh-huh.
get up in the mornings and it's sun is bright earlier, much earlier than it used to be in the wintertime. And in the evening, the sun goes down later than it does in the wintertime. So the day gets longer anyway.
No, Mr. Chama. What I'm saying to you, it's not in the morning. The problem, the change is not for the morning. The change is because of in the evening.
Yes.
Yes, that's what they do it. That's why they do
Well,
it. That's why we do it.
yeah, you get a little more brightness in the evening before you
Yes.
go to sleep. You got time in the evening to do more things. I think that's the rationale, and I understand that. I'm just saying, either I'm like Greg. Either way they do it, they don't do it. I could work with it.
Yeah, I think so too. In Belize, we had the good sense to realize we do not need to do it. So we stopped, but we used to do it. And then we stopped doing it.
If we have sense to know we didn't need to do it, why? What kind of sense we use to decide when we need to do it?
Because at the time we thought that the evening when we needed the more time, because of the time when we finished in Belize, we didn't need it. You see, we were 5 o'clock. Well, one time the public service was 4 o'clock. So the public service was leading the sector in terms of time. Then the public service changed to 5-day work week, and
Some
then
people,
changed the hours to 5 o'clock in the evening and 4:30 on Friday.
some people
Then we
think,
realized that the hour change in the time.
some people think that.
We are in the tropics.
Some people think, well, once you get going, Joe, you don't stop. Some people think the public service is 12 o'clock or maybe 10 o'clock.
I'm trying to tell you something that is obvious, and if you cannot see the obvious, then it's difficult. I'm saying to you,
But Joe, it's obvious. I see it. It's not you.
the purpose
I see it.
what is obvious is that
I see it.
he said daylight saving time.
Right.
That's what it means.
What
But
it
we
mean?
thought that for Belize,
It means what? It means it's saving daylight. It's saving daylight.
yeah, because for Belize, we found it not necessary because we do not work those hours as it is in some other countries. So we were not benefiting that much. So we decided there's no sense in continuing the change, and we stopped.
Let us talk to Ray. Ray, let me.
Well, that's a fact. I'm giving you the facts.
Jojo, I did say a long time and I agree with you, Rasta.
Well, then we're done. All right.
Hey, Ray, you that the man in here with comedy. I don't know how to get jokey like that. Are you bring the comedy, man? The show is back on the road. Is that it?
That is correct. Back on the road. Yes.
Okay. I remember going to the Bliss and seeing it.
Mhm.
Is it the same show, or have you
The
tweaked
same
it?
show. The same show. The difference is that we won't have Blacka from Jamaica. So it's just a play.
Oh man, and he was good.
Yes, he was.
I
Yes, he
really
was.
enjoyed him. Yeah. In fact, I saw that skit. I saw him on a thing even before that. So when I saw him, and I realized that's who it was. Cause that skit that he did,
Mhm.
genius, really
Yes.
genius. You should
Yes.
try
yes.
get another comedian, man, to add something to the show.
I think they are. I think they are. I think they are.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you'll be where this time?
In Santa Monica, California.
Oh, okay. And we have a sizable Belizean are the population there,
Right.
and of course the wider LA. So
Right.
you
Right.
should, yeah, you
I
should
think
draw
all
a
the
nice.
tickets have been sold out already. I heard. Or is there still
If
tickets?
not almost, yeah.
You're gonna need a
That's
bigger
just-
venue, Hollywood Bowl.
All right, let's go. Let's go, producer. Let's go. Today.
Yeah.
Just,
Expert in
Chairman
a
have
daylight
big
saving time.
dreams.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, let's think big, right? So, yeah.
True, true.
Ray, how do you respond to somebody who suggests that it's really a mature content to the show? I felt it was like almost on the edge.
Yes.
Yes.
That is my advice. It is
Without apologies, of course, right?
with no apologies. These ladies have no cover, they have no kiba for them out.
Mm-hmm.
These ladies had no kiba for them out. They talk it real. That's just how they do on the street corner, at market, underneath the house, the wash, the big Johnny cake. They just let it loose. Let it loose.
The show does come with a warning label, right? I mean,
Yes, it does.
So it's for mature
Your
audiences.
discretion advised.
Right. Very interesting. Is you working on anything else yet, or are you putting all your energies into this one for now?
Yes, I'm working on something new. And because this is almost an annual thing where we premiere in September in Belize. Because last year was our second year. And we're looking forward to September this year again. It's all the Optimist 501 Belize effort.
Mm-hmm.
We're all members of that organization. That is a registered NGO in Belize, and it's the primary fundraiser for the group. The primary fundraiser.
How many members do you have?
Approximately 95 members.
Okay, all active, right?
All well, active. That's relative.
Yeah.
The Optimist International maintains a thing where a person can also be a friend of the Optimist Club. So active in that they pay their dues, yes.
Now, the Optimist, as far as I remember, there are some little boats that they call Optimist. Is there a connection between, or are you just optimistic?
Optimistic,
Yeah.
not the boats.
All right, okay, wonderful. What was the name of the first show, Ray?
Kixie,
Okay.
a hilarious Kixie comedy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that featured Althea Leslie and myself. And it was primarily social commentary, extremely, jokey, full of comedy, and dealt with social things in Belize.
Okay, are you going to bring that back anytime, or you've done put that in?
It can come back. It can come back.
Althea is still around, right? Althea is still. She's in this one also, isn't she?
Yes, she is. Can't do without her. Can't do without
Wonderful.
her.
I'm sure she'll be happy to hear
Yes,
that.
she's right here tonight too. Right here tonight also.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Guys, Lisa, you guys jump in
Yes.
anytime already. I know I think I gotta try crowd out Ray here.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, we
no,
have
no,
we
yet.
have Gilda Courtney, which is who is Zeta Armstrong,
Okay.
and Altia Leslie, Dillis. They're both on right now. I don't
Hi,
know where
ladies.
it's
Good
going.
evening.
Hello.
Hi there. That's
Good
good.
evening. Good evening.
And this is
Hey,
Altia we're speaking to, right? Altia, how
Right.
you?
This is Althea.
Yeah, do you get a lot of fun out of this? Do you really enjoy doing the play?
This is my heart.
Okay.
This is my heart, and this goes way back, way back. I really love the art. I really die for culture, and my heart and soul is out for performing art. I love the art.
You love to act.
I love the arts on a whole, the acting and all that it takes
Yeah.
in the art. Performing art is my thing.
All right. You looking forward to performing in front of that California audience then? Because they did well in Belize.
Well, I am quite happy, and it's an honor to perform wherever it leads. I really love the performing arts. So I'm looking forward for California, and even so knowing I have family there and our Belizeans are there, I am looking forward. I am ready to give as I am hoping they are ready to receive.
Wonderful.
I wonder
Gilda,
if you guys are going to do a live stream like they had done with that other play at the Bliss. Are they going to do a live stream for people that can't get to the theater?
since it's sold out, it wouldn't be a bad idea.
I don't know what the producers are doing. I never brought it up to them, honestly. I mean, this was live streamed from Belize. So it's something that we can bring up to them since it's almost sold out. Definitely. There might be people who cannot make it out that would
Right.
definitely, want to see the live stream.
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely would want to do that.
Yeah.
There are people who
There's
go there
also-
and record. Is there? Do you discourage that, or do you just don't have a policy about that?
Say that again.
There are people who go there and will live stream it themselves on their phones and record the play. Do you have a policy on that?
All theater has a policy with that, and everybody do what they do
Anyway,
and pray they not get catch. That's it.
yeah. Elisa, you were saying?
Every theater and concert, but yet we find them everywhere we look.
In particular, Creole. We
Right.
will bend the rules.
Because the new phones now, the new cell phones now, most of them you don't have to use the light for the camera.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't see what the person is doing. You don't see that light in the audience.
Interesting. Gilla, you're on. Let's see how you sung because you're kind of fuzzy.
I say hi.
Okay, good evening. We heard that one. We heard that one. Yeah. Where are you, Gilla? What state?
New York.
New York. Oh, New York. Love New York, y'all. And you act every day in New York. You have to be dramatic in New York, correct?
You better believe it.
Especially if you get on a train. Yeah. The show now, this is going to Santa Monica. Plans after that for any other maybe major metropolis?
No, we had requests for some other states, but we're gonna shut down after this and then start rehearsing for the next production.
Wonderful. Is that play already written?
No, it's not fully completed. No.
Okay, a work in progress, no?
Work in progress. Yeah.
Well,
And as I said, we have to shut down and then start preparing the next production. And for as of September, after September in Belize, we can take this show, One Man and the Treating, and the new show to states that have not seen it, and the new show and the first show with Alti and myself to the states that are now showing One Man and the Treating. So we have options.
Ray,
have options.
apart from the adult content, any concern that it might be promoting promiscuity? You basically tell a man go get treating.
But then do it anyway.
Most man can't handle one.
But the treating then turn around
Speak
and
for
then
yourself.
go and dose your own medicine.
Listen to Greg. Yeah, right. All right. And you know Joe Quiet, he not get cancer on there.
So I think the moral of that story is that don't take on more than you can handle.
That's it. I like that. I like that.
Mhm.
I like it indeed.
Yeah, the tree I then did turn tiger in a backside, I'll tell you that.
But if you allow me to be teacher, man, I like to inject something into what I'm saying. And I did it because when I was the Minister of Health, I favored strongly the team that I was working with, what we call alternative medicine. Evidently, alternative medicine is proven now. I think David Sinclair, the professor of Harvard, was on a forum a few nights ago to show how we can slow down aging. So what these people are doing now is something that adds to one of the factors of slowing down ages. It brings happiness. It brings happiness. When I go to the Bliss to watch these people like these perform, before I get there, I'm happy. When I there, I'm happy. I leave, I'm happy. And every time I remember what I saw, I'm happy.
Yeah, that foreign weed, nobody.
Right? So I think it should be promoted as part of alternative medicine, meaning the arts, the performing arts, supposed to be promoted, and I strongly hold on to become an industry in this country.
Sure.
So I congratulate some of the talents I have seen here in Belize. I have seen them. I've been all over the world. I don't want to boast about it, but what I have seen here in the performance, I am saying that the skills is as good as any I have seen all over the world.
So true.
So what we need collectively to pursue it in the collective sense of togetherism to make it a success and a success.
Yeah.
Was there a lull in the arts at some point? Because I remember as a little boy going to see Arsenic and Olaus. I don't know if any of you guys remember that. It was a play put on by some guys from SJC. And that was hilariously funny and well done. But since then, it seems like we've not gone too far ahead of that. And now it's good to see you, Ray, put some effort into this and your whole Optimist crew, no? Because I think there's something that indeed I agree, Joe, is direly needed. And forget making you happy, it helps to make us grow. And we're social animals. We have to have things like this to bring us together and get messages across also.
Yeah, I think for a long time the venue of the Bliss was not functional, and I think they sort of did some restoration on it. And what we need is more venues to accommodate it, and probably even some more smaller theaters dispersed throughout different regions of the city that could probably facilitate it. So, events could happen all over the country and all over different parts of the city.
How about open air performances? That could work.
That too, but still we don't have the venues. But
I see Altia smiling when you said open air because
oh boy. I take you back to the days out of Port-au-Soir, Studio 102, Melting Pot. Performances were done anywhere you find the space. And it was sending the message. The TV was not the thing then.
That's right.
The performing arts and what you bring to the forefront from the news media, even before they have it on the radio, we have it on the stage, and it could be the center of the street. And we work with all seasons. We perform anything that suits in the Christmas time. We transform it from a political version in a tuning, and it was the truth being heard and said. Wonderful. Those days need to come back.
Could TV be the reason why the arts slowed down on us?
No.
No, I don't think so. There was a lull. The square peg players in the late 70s and early 80s. We did lot of theater in Belize. A lot of them came out of improvisations, and it was simply dealing with social issues, personal issues. You had somebody like Gilda Courtney coming from Gungalung and sharing her experiences on the stage. We took it to Melting Pot. We took it to Courthouse Wharf, Bridgefoot, the Pongyard Bridge. We performed on the street. We announced and let people know we're coming to perform. And people came out, gathered around on the street. We Orange Walk, PG. We went to every single district we were performing. We did from local production. The last production I did was in 85 for Colored Girls. And that production, I look at it, thank God it was recorded. We had it recorded. So it's still there in Belize at Great Belize Production. And I look at that production and I look at the play, at the movie, and I said, my God, I was ahead of myself. I pat myself on the shoulder for that, you know.
Yeah.
So yes, we had a period of excitement. I mean, we used to do a play definitely every 3 months in Belize. Every 3 months there was a new play coming out at the Bliss and in every corner of the street. Go back a Yabra Bridge, and that's where we're performing.
Did you can you read the screen? Because somebody was asking if you would consider having a Belizean comedian or musician music group opening for the show. This one here we go.
When
you're on tour.
Of course, it's just a matter of getting in touch with the people that are producing the show, or get in touch with me. Get in touch with us, you know.
Yeah, I mean, just present a proposal, no, and see what it looks like.
Yeah, let's talk. Being out there, as I said, this is our second year, and being out there, we're faced with a lot of challenges. There are so many people coming forward now that want to be involved, and we appreciate this and respect this. It's hard. It's hard.
It can be overwhelming, I imagine, at times. Yeah,
very overwhelming. We rehearse at 4 and. Let me take it back because I got to include Lisa. 3 o'clock for Lisa is 6 o'clock for us in Miami and New York.
So you guys rehearse by Zoom then?
By Zoom.
Interesting. Okay.
Zoom and WhatsApp. The only time we meet is when we reach the place that we're going to be performing. And we get 2 physical rehearsals there.
Yeah.
Even in our premiere production when we came to Belize. We're arriving 2-3 days earlier, and we jam rehearsals, jam. Spend the whole day at the Bliss.
Are you impressed with the Bliss as it stands now? Would you?
Oh my God, I'm very impressed.
Wonderful.
Even with the 1 AC working, oh my God.
Oh yes, Bliss has come a long way. Bliss has come a long way. Yeah.
Joe?
This come a long way to what we know about back then when.
You got that right.
I can recall as a young boy going to school in Borrolima that it was embedded in the culture of the schools where we have plays.
The Festival of Arts.
plays. We have all kind of plays, biblical plays, we have comedies. And then from there we move out. And then the Bliss became the place for us. And then we had like the George Marquise, and we had all these people. What I would look back on and say now, that the performing arts is somewhat like roaches. You create the environment, they will come. I think what the Belize need to do is to create the environment, because the people here are infected inherently with the love for performance. It's just that we do not have the kind of attraction for those who have the money to invest. People with money mostly want to invest where they feel like they have a safe return, especially in Belize. They don't want to go for the risky investment. And I keep maintaining that who can come forward first to take the risk, I think it can become an industry, because we have the skills. There's no doubt. And I repeat it. You cannot teach entrepreneurship. It's not something you teach. Create the environment and they will come. It's like roaches. That's my experience growing up in the arts. We loved it. Belizeans just love it.
All right. Anna Pitts White, how are you? Good evening. Welcome to the show. All right. Look like we
Hi,
got a
good
whole.
evening.
We don't have to put down a performance this evening. We got a whole cast. These are the three things we got you, right?
Exactly.
You want be Wilberforce?
Yeah, I'm afraid for that. In my condition, it wouldn't kill me.
A fixation.
Yeah, wow.
Lisa's in it
Yeah,
too, right?
but-
You're in the play too, right, Lisa?
I'm not. Well, I'm not in the play, but I'm helping with the play. I am the
okay.
prompter.
I thought you were one
No,
of the
I'm
side
not the
things.
prompt.
You're
Oh,
part of
That
the-
no,
was one of the things.
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't Wilberforce
She got one
I
thing.
Henrietta Birdie.
Okay.
You got one thing to knock your one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, go ahead. I had
So
a question.
where do you guys see the arts going in Belize, and how are you doing to kind of develop it and promote it? As a continuous program within the schools and other youth organization. Right?
Ray?
He's thinking.
I try to think how Fakunda Belize for 6 months. I mean, who gonna sponsor that? I'd be more than happy to do that.
Man, if your talents would make your money while you're here anyway, yeah, sure there are ways.
I would be happy.
Well, Nick, what is it? Niche,
Niche,
does
have a budget.
Right.
Does have a budget for things like that, I guess.
And tourism now is clacking some dollars, boy. They could show at least something your way.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it would help with tourism also, no?
I must say the ministry has been very helpful with working with us. We get the Optimist gets the Bliss free, so that's a big help. The Minister of Tourism has been very helpful as well. So we have the blessings, and more people are seeing and hearing about us now that they're stepping forward. As I said, there are lots of good things coming out of this.
Optimist is a non-profit organization, is it?
That is correct.
What do you guys do? Because you raise fund and help particular individuals and people and such.
Althea? What does the Optimist
I didn't hear
do?
that
He's
well.
asking. What does the Optimist do?
What's the program? What programs do the Optimists put out?
We have now
there
one
are
of the
various
most popular
going on right now from when we first began. There, we have regions, we have directors for the region, and presently they're in place and full swing the sewing program. And Dangriga and PG have an ongoing sewing program right now with young people. They have the harmonica program, there are special times when event and for last month we celebrate Optimist Day International, and there was so much done on that day from each district because we have directors in each district or that covers the district. We had a cleanup campaign. We had they had walkathon, very positive things just to keep our youth intact and with a positive attitude. They had book reading, and this month for Women's Month, there is a plan to honor outstanding women and to have some kind of literature written about these people, who they are in society, so as to bring them to the forefront. Those of whom you think were never heard about, but meek and lonely, but could come to the forefront. Um, what else? There's quite a few things I must tell you. But from our end here, being in the diaspora, I'm the director of the diaspora. One of my things that I do understand, trying to promote what they do is raising the funds, getting the donors. I beg, I beg, I beg. And then September, I go and give of myself. And the idea in our giving and hoping for the expansion is to get these young people involved, because there'll come a day when we may not be able to. We are all seniors here at the moment, and we really want to get them to carry on this legacy. So getting them involved, and Mr. Gongora mentioned earlier, the lovely heart of Odea Blacker from Jamaica, who is also an optimist. You know how he had given back and how this was all created. The Optimist came on board through just those talents that were in the windows during COVID, and we see what our young people is all about. That was what led to the motivation of having us become members of Optimist International. So we have done well since 2021, and there's much more to do. I may not remember right now all that's been going on the ground, but there is always something going on. We have seen so much positivity from since we started in 2021. And we really want to acknowledge those on the ground in Belize who keep going, and want to encourage those who are still on the fence side to have them swinging, the real members getting in, diving in. So hopefully that we can really, really expand through the fact all things work together for good.
I had a gentleman the other day do over my car seats. He sewed it and he did a fantastic job. And at the end of it, he told me that he would have liked to open a sewing factory because he thinks that our people are not sewing anymore. Now, it's funny that you brought up that you are having some sewing classes in a couple of these districts. Is that also your motivation, that you think maybe we should be sewing our own clothing again?
Yes, that's one of the products of the
that was in our
program.
last meeting, I believe, or
the
the
young
one before.
girls
That was
and
the
young
story that
men,
came up.
they're sewing their uniform, their school uniform. The sewing program has become so popular among the young people in Belize. We now have 30 sewing machines in Belize that are distributed throughout the country. We have this effort going on right now in the diaspora, trying to get an additional 35 sewing machines because of the demand. And this is not only for girls, for young boys as well are coming forward. So we have tailors coming, learning to sew as well.
But Ray, we have the police, we have the BDF, we don't have many scouts anymore, but we have every school using uniforms, and every year they go over by droves to Melchior,
right,
to buy those uniforms. Those uniforms, I always felt they could be sold in Belize because there's nothing fancy about them.
Right.
May I add to what all the Optimist is doing? I know Miss Althea just went over a little of it, but Optimists also have, in addition, they have academic portfolio with the youths in Belize. They do an essay and a amazing job with the essay competitions, and the prizes are good. Those essays these kids are writing, I have not read them myself, but I do know from what I've been told from other members that the essays are spectacular essays. They're well written, and they're not plagiarized, which is really nice. So they also, and they have really nice gifts. I think that the donors are coming up pretty well for the kids. I think they get a laptop. Some of them get a as prizes, cell phone, and a tablet. And inclusively, I guess some of them get a small stipend, and everyone gets a certificate for the participation. So I want to shed light that also
and that's in
is
schools.
and that's in. It's offered to all educators, all students from all the high schools. There are essay competitions for the primary level. Inclusively, they have added this year poetry for both levels. So Optimist is expanding its reach in every way, in the vocational skill setting, in the academia skill setting. So I do, I applaud them for taking on the initiatives that they're doing. They're doing a phenomenal job. And as far as the sewing is concerned, I have, I must say there's a young child in the San Ignacio area. She did one course, basic course of learning sewing, and you will be amazed to know the kid learned enough that she has started her own little sewing business. She's selling hair products. And she just made during the September holidays, she got her red, white, and blue material and made headgear for the little girls in the town. So it's allowing. The vocational part is allowing them to do more than just going and having an activity to do. Some of the kids are using the basic skills to use when they go home, and I think that's it's a good start to show children in our communities what it means, what it means to get together and have community beside you and support you, and also be able to contribute back to the community. While she's selling these things, she's contributing to her community.
Being
And
industrious.
right. And also I must, I have to say that a lot of these places that these things are being done is being done with the collaboration with the Belize how do you say it? Belize National Library services. And the librarians at these libraries, I have to say, man, these ladies and their assistants are doing an extremely good job keeping the program moving forward, and and so forth. So the National Library is doing a phenomenal job as well. Don't want to give not give them credit for also their effort in these programs. I know Dangriga and Toledo, they're a strong district, and they're doing their director, Miss Angela Palacios, who's, by the way, a phenomenal director down south, and she's pulling everyone out of her communities to assist with her programs down there. So there's much more to come out of the south with her interaction with the community. And like I said, Optimist is doing, and I guess the shows, the comedy shows is their big money fundraising generator. all of the actors you see on screen right now, they do this voluntarily. They're not being paid for it. They're doing it as, they're doing it with their free time. And I commend all of them for taking on such an initiative in order to continue to create the funds we need to be able to extend these programs much farther than just the inner cities or the towns. My understanding is the goal is to reach to reach the children also in the smaller villages. So the more support we get from the Belizean communities, the much further in and all the villages are going to be able to appreciate what Optimus offers. So my call and my effort is to make sure that our Belizean communities all over, not only in Belize, but also in America, also abroad, to come together to support these causes, because that's the only way we can reach every child along. I know that everyone says that the government has a role to play, but we also have a role to play to our children good foundation so that they can have a better tomorrow in Belize. We can't always leave it to the government. The government can't always do it all. It needs people like us, people like you who can help, so we can get these, so we could get our youths back on track. Belize is very small. It's a beautiful country, and we have the talent. We have so much talent to offer. We have so much entrepreneurship to do, but we just need the right direction to do that. So I'm hoping with the show we can continue to do that.
You want to welcome Dwight?
Okay. Can I make
Oh yes.
Here? Everything you said just now with the pro bono side of things, the voluntary side of things, I think it's good for enhancing a sense of community. But the reality of us as human beings is that we have a penchant for a particular discipline, and that's what we want to enjoy and do. Because you don't want to follow the money, you want the money to follow you. What I see lacking in Belize is that where is it that we can begin to say that the person with this love for the arts can pursue it knowing that he can get more than a livable income? It seems to me that much of what we wanted in the past, which we were getting, was almost free. Skills being given to us at the bliss. Sometimes nothing or a dollar. But what I find is that when the foreign artists come from Jamaica elsewhere, they are willing to pay $300 and $400. But why are we willing to do this? Look at that. I will give you my experience I had with my late friend Ben Tillett, who I was more the finance and accounting advice to him. He wanted to create something that would allow people to have a livable wages. So what we look at a market of over 1 million tourists that comes to Belize. The population of the cruise ship tourists was already 600,000 to 700,000. And then the overnight tourists was around 3 to 4. So we already jumped the 1 million mark. We thought that we could target the tourist industry. And we will begin at the 4th Street Tourism Center, right at the park, and begin to walk along with the owners of the free zone there. And we got niche involved to a point that they were willing to support. We got the city council to a point that they were willing to support. Unfortunately, the first attempt was not as successful simply because some of the same people backed out at the last minute. But I think the idea of trying to promote the performing arts as a viable industry, that our artists can see it as somewhere where they can go and make a good living. Those artists that comes to Belize, and I'm not in any way trying to suggest that we should go against our Caribbean civilization people, but how when they come, these people are living pretty high lives. But why is it our Belizean artists cannot find a way for us to let them also get a good share of that pie? So can we begin to focus on how is it that we can create the industry without having to be dependent on government? But the same group of us in America, in the US, and in Belize, if each one of us right now agree that we are willing to put into a company let's say $100 each. You watch the amount that we can capitalize. We have a larger sponsor that we will be dealing with the Security Act to try to jumpstart the capital market and for growth. We can jumpstart the capital market right now with the performing arts. And what we do, those of us who drink Black Label, just give up a month Black Label and contribute it. I'm saying it in all seriousness. We can find enough people.
I'm 1 month Black Label. That's terrible.
You know, we can find enough people in the diaspora, in Belize, who can put up easily, I would say, more than $100 for the year. More. And if we capitalize the company that way and we invest, we'll spread the risk. But we need to jumpstart this thing now and get serious about it because we have a lot of talent just passing by. If it wasn't for people like you all, Mr. Gonga, I remember you well, you know. You are a damn good person in this society. I remember Miss Althea Leslie, you look like a comedian like to me, so you do well too. But what I'm saying is that let's begin to take our skills, our talents, turn them into skills. But be the capitalists ourselves, not the unbridled capitalists, and let our people make money.
I think part of the goal, as I was saying, is probably somehow, like you said, develop make something marketable. But we need to have the venues, and you know, I think if we start setting up little small playhouses in different communities, things like that, then it will start encouraging the opportunity for where these things can occur. You know. And that's what I think is missing, the space. And I don't know if Ray agrees with me or any of the other performers agree with me, but that's what I see mainly as being the missing part, the venue where these activities.
It's not sorry to push myself too much. I'll come out back right now. I will leave out there. But what I want to bring to all of you, I tried 2 times, 3 times, and one of them succeeded with Belizeans coming together and capitalize business. Now, I am saying in the performing arts, it's true that we all get up and speak about it. But let's begin to put our money where our mouth is. And let's begin to come together to see how we can bring 100,000 people, 50,000 people. I'm going to even have to reach that high. I am confident that if we do that, we can capitalize to get the things that you say you need. We need the capital. We have the talents. There is no doubt we have the talents. We have the ideas. What you need now is the capital. It's the capital that is needed.
I see Dwight is in the house. Good evening, Dwight. Are you the man with the yeah, sir? Are you the lady when tie up now? Yeah. Are you the juggling tree thing, boy?
It takes a lot of energy, my brother.
And heart.
and yes, and heart too. And courage, some Spanish fly and some Viagra.
Ah, boy. Yeah, we go now.
But I was listening keenly to yourself and Brother Joe, and you both bring excellent points to the table. What I wanted to interject to is, for example, in your case, G Mike, when Althea was talking about the sewing projects that they have through Optimus. Some years ago, I think it was probably maybe about 8 or 10 years ago, we tried to do some work with women, particularly in Sartaneja and I think Silkgrass as well, to develop exactly what you were talking about, some kind of local industry that would focus on uniforms. It's not only the school uniforms that are necessary, but also the almost every office in Belize now has some form of uniform. And what we found out was that the support structure for ensuring that cottage industries of that nature survive essentially did not exist because of the way we did business in Belize. So these ladies would have to buy the material at higher cost than it is in Mexico or in Guatemala. and then store the product and then try to make a profit at the same time so they can survive. That's the whole idea. And invariably, their costs ended up being more than what it would take to run across the border and buy something similar. And so, of course, in a capitalist society, where everything is driven by profits and everybody wants to save a penny, those ideas quickly started to perish. However, there is still space for a niche market that is geared towards the higher end, where you have people like uh, your stars, your performers, and your people who are on TV and so on, who want their clothes sewn in a particular way, want to bring out a particular style, and then they go to a designer or a tailor or a seamstress like we used to do many years ago, and have something special and specific to themselves. That market still exists, right? But we don't have enough people who are targeting that market. Um, I know of one lady here in Belmopan who tries that kind of thing, and I think she is fairly successful at it. Now I'm going to shift gears a little bit and go over to the business of doing plays or performing arts, as Mr. Cowie referred to it. And one of the main challenges I found was essentially what Mr. Morrison referred to. Where do we perform? Because, uh, and I have to be brutally honest here. For me, I think the Bliss Institute was in better condition 40 years ago, when we used as amateur performers used to contribute to the maintenance and the upkeep of the place, than it is now, when we've invested over $14 million, I think.
Hey,
I
you
see the
sure you're not
condition
just
that the place is in. It's just incredible. It's terrible, really.
you don't romanticize, man, because we're getting two different pictures here. Ray believes it's up to par,
It's a
and
better
you
facility that's badly maintained. That's my point. It's a better facility that's badly maintained. You don't feel like almost 2 years the Bliss never got no AC.
well, yeah.
All right, and then if you go backstage, it's terrible. It's crappy. The place looks like
Dwight.
a storeroom, and that's just me. So I understand what Ray's saying. Give me a chance, G Mike. I understand what Ray's saying. We have a better facility, looks nicer, but it has to be maintained. We have something that Belmopan called the Civic Auditorium, the Civic Center, that has exceptionally poor acoustics, so you can't do anything in the place. You have George Price Center that was allowed to become rundown. So again, you can't use that. And that would have been a perfect location for a small playhouse. So I'm saying the idea of having performing arts develop into a money-making venture is a laudable one. But then if you don't have the support structures, if you don't have the things in place, and of course the financing, as Mr. Cowie alluded to, then basically we are like a dog chasing its tail. Which one comes first? No, so I just not throw that in, and I say good to see all my women on board tonight.
Yeah, like you said that.
Can I add something to this, Mr. Dwight? Is that while I agree with you, at a stationary center, maybe like the Civic Center, if not the Bliss, I would see that as part of an infrastructure for the country generally. But I believe that if you go on the road with the performing arts, go on the road, go to the destinations. For example, we got 3 big destinations: San Pedro, Placencia, and Cayo area. You take a show on the road. And then we have Belize City, of course, because we do a lot here. So you take a show on the road and you go to these places. And I think there's money there to be made. You have a large market, maybe not for the 365 days. But if you take a season of 4 or 5 months, you have over 1 million potential, apart from the locals. But I think the destinations, the tourist destination, would be a good place to try to at least create an industry. But I agree that we need a center also.
On the matter of venues, I remember living in New York, and we used to go to Shakespeare on the Green in Central
Right.
Park.
That's
And
right.
I'm talking about, I mentioned before the open year thing. We have a stage out there at the BTL Park.
Mhm.
But
And the Memorial Park.
I can't see why Memorial Park has a stage out there also. I mean, sometimes it'd be nice to have a enclosed venue and where you can certainly get better acoustics. But with today's technology, I think you could work something out that way also.
That's right.
And the whole environment also is conducive to people coming out and having a good time, socializing and just mingling.
I think that is correct, but sometimes in some of those open air venues, it's hard to monitorize it and control it in that manner.
Which is where you need the sponsors. The
That's right.
It's very expensive. It has become very expensive. The open air theater, I'm so much for it. The community social theater, where as the Koi said, go to these places. Yes, popularized Placencia, San Pedro, and Cayo, where the tourists are. But yes, go to the villages as well, and go to the simple little community centers.
I agree.
You need no acoustics, you need no mic, you don't need nothing. All you need, that chair for the people, then sit down. And if you're not got enough chairs, then people will stand up and look through the window. Look through the window. So, I'm getting an echo. So it's a matter of going back to the drawing board. And I mean, my experience going back to Belize these past 2 years, like Dwight says, and I agree with him to some extent, Bliss Institute has no lights, has no sound equipment, none. For you to get lights and sound equipment, you're paying an additional $1,000 to these people who, God knows how they get the equipment, but they have it. I mean, in my days, earlier days, we used to use Radio Belize equipment. The government help you. The government bring 2 mic, and you got 2 mic on the stage, and that's how you get your voice across. So it's going back to the drawing board and popularize the theater with whatever space is available.
Well, that's it, Ray. I see 2 sides to this because number one, I can see where it becomes an industry and money is made and whatnot. And Joe, as an accountant, money will be on the board. But then going to the people, yes, and creating an environment where you're also introducing young people, say in the villages that aren't exposed to the arts yet, and they see this happening, and they might say, "Oh, this is something I might want to try to do." Maybe bring them in every now and again in a little amateur role. I think that is as important as the economical side of it. Reaching out to the people and influencing the children on that route.
Yeah.
If I may jump in again, because I've been trying, at least in 2 high schools here in Belmopan, to try to get some interest in the performing arts, particularly drama. And it seems that the interest is not there. So my question then would be, how do we stimulate that interest? And I hear exactly what Ray is saying, because many years ago we did quite a few of those things, going to communities. I remember I got a PG in a public works truck and that kind of thing. So so there's still space for that kind of activity. But then you still need to, in the more urban areas, you still need to generate the interest, and you still need to compete with the social media kind of thing. So I I don't know that I have all the answers or any of the answers for that matter, because as it stands right now, I've not been very successful in getting much support in the two high schools that I've tried to get something started, but doesn't mean I will stop, no? But definitely.
In the past, we used to have the Festival of Arts. That was a program that was dedicated to the primary
and they
school.
still do. They still do.
And the high schools, and I think that's where the focus needs to be to kind of attract that interest. And that's why I was asking earlier, what was the Optimist group doing in sort of furthering it in the education process, because every society benefits from the expansion and development of the arts, because it's what like G Mike says, it's what bring people together, that type of understanding, that type of empathy, that type of acting out and understanding ourselves, because we learn a lot from when we start speaking to ourselves and start seeing ourselves in different ways of communication and understanding.
So building up a sense of community. Mr. Chairman, I seek your indulgence to exit. It's a very nice show. Thank you all.
You're going out?
Yeah, I have a comment.
Enjoy the rest of your evening, Sir Joe.
I will, and I'm looking forward for Mr. Gonger and his team to come back to Belize and give us some happiness.
All right, all right.
I live right here now, Mr. Corey. I know God over I live right there. I know God over
I enjoy these shows, man. I hope this.
That didn't want them run away.
So we're all together.
You could go, but you must come back.
Boy, you will go.
That's that. I got you.
All right. Joe comes and goes. He not decided yet whether he be a guest or a host. But he every week anyway.
I wanted to get some information from Miss Pitts on her role and how she's viewing her performance coming up.
From who?
Miss Pitts.
Oh, Miss Pitts. Well, yeah, Miss Pitts has been back. There you go. Hi, Miss Pitts.
Hi.
All right.
She's sneaky bad.
well, you have to compete with two other women, you have to get around two other one.
She has that Pitts smile.
Can you repeat that question, please?
Oh, no, I was just trying to see how you see the role and your performance going in the upcoming play.
Well, first, I'm excited about the role, and as you know, giving a little history that I was part of Square Peg from way back when.
Okay.
Hippolyta Bautista and all those folks. So for this role, going to California is like to me it's a little different. It's like I feel like, wow, I came back as an older person, did a play in Belize, did it again in New York, and now I'm going to California. It's like, This is exciting, and it's also exciting knowing that I love the arts, and hopefully, like listening to the conversation, that somehow we can spark the youth coming back into the arts. Yes. Because I think because the world has gotten so small, it's not as literally got so small, but it's gotten so small that right now everybody's just focused on the bigger artists, the bigger artists, that we're not focusing on true arts. Right. On true art.
And you don't get in those, you just get to be viewers, you don't get to be participatory.
Right. And hopefully, because you spoke about Festival of Arts, and when I went to Wesley College, I was very part of Festival of Arts through Wesley College. And then we had what's her name, Cleopatra White, who used to bring on Mother's Day and Father's Day stuff at the Bliss, so
I wasn't aware of that.
Yes. So I'm excited, and hopefully that my role in this, that I can I can bring interest in other Belizeans for us to rekindle the arts, and hopefully we can bring back the arts in the elementary and the high school, and hopefully we can get the Belizean living in this part of the world to now contribute more to Belize towards the arts.
You know, we have a big job because Dwight, you were talking about generating the interest, and you know, the arts, like sports. They say you see the person out there doing it, but you don't know the hard work that goes into it, the discipline that is necessary, and it's a discipline I'm not seeing in the young people coming up. In any area, they want to go out there and play ball, but immediately be a superstar. They don't understand you have to do some running, some jogging, some exercises. Again, with the art, they want to get up there and immediately be a star and have a rap tune and whatnot. How do we generate at all in the youth the interest of being good at whatever they do? I mean, you know, step up, whether it be arts, the sports, a career, something. But if there's something missing, that we have to try to find out a way to recapture.
You know what? We're living in a society where it's immediate gratification.
TikTok.
With social media. So then we have to find people who are committed. We still don't have a lot of people who are committed at the grassroots level to do this.
You mean the older generation or the younger generation? Because you need that commitment from both.
The older, the younger, who, you know, the older ones, we're the ones that have to start it. But how do we still don't have a lot of older folks that's committed, because right now to start doing this, it will not be by money. It will be by your time and your love and wanting to do it.
Well, I like what you said, G Mike, about the amount of work that has to go in. A lot of people see Lionel Messi as this superstar, but they don't realize that he started at the age of 14. I think he signed his first professional contract at the age of 14, and his father had to accompany him to Barcelona because he was so young, right? And he went into their farm system there in Spain. And so what we see at the end at 19, 20 years old is 5 years of preparation that went before that you didn't see him at all. And that kind of thing needs to be emphasized, that you don't become a star overnight.
Right.
Regardless of how talented you are, it takes a certain amount of work. And I like the TikTok generation, 30 seconds of everything at 30 seconds, and it's supposed to be famous for that. And I think
everybody wants to score the goal. Nobody wants to run down
pass the ball. They don't want to play that team sport.
Not everybody want up on the field, but nobody don't want to get up 5 o'clock in the morning to go run there 5 miles, that kind of thing.
Well, you guys right here, we see the end product of you putting on a play, but the number of hours of rehearsing that goes into it. You have to learn those lines. You know, not just something that just you read one time and it comes to you.
Not only that, people don't know that someone is up in California at 3 o'clock in the morning. Someone is up at 5 o'clock in New York, and we are coming. You know, we are doing this diligently, getting up early in the morning. Some of us have to go to work and putting in that work. But like I said, social media has put us in this now gratification, so that's what everybody sees. That's what the youths are seeing. It's like now.
It does has its benefits. Yeah. It does have its benefits, allowing you guys to practice together even from far apart. So I think if we could use it for the good that's in it, and not allow it to be a distraction away from the other needs we have in life, no? Certainly the young generation, and I think the parents are going to have to get a grip on themselves and realize that onus is on us to pass on to that generation the principle that they need. And we're not doing enough. I hate to say it, we're just not doing enough.
G Mike, do you think that part of the fail, well, I don't know if it's a failure, but part of our weakness is that we're not introducing performing arts or talent, performance or entertainment in the curriculum at the primary level, starting at the primary level? Is do you think that's where our weaknesses lack?
Well, don't they have drama classes in school? They should have drama classes, as far as I know. Um, yeah, but certainly, whatever they have is not enough. They're not. I mean, this running kids down one examination lane, and at the end of the day, you give them one certificate, and that's it. It's certainly not enough. They have to have them involved in doing things. That's why I think in the schools, take for sports, for instance, they have a little competition every year for 1 week. They prepare for 1 week, and then they have the competition on one, and that's it for the rest of the year. They go back to school to their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. I don't think that's cutting it. And the drama again, you don't see like an SGSA putting off a play like they used to at one time. Holy Redeemer and St. Ignatius maybe doing something together. We don't see it, and I don't know how we're going to get to the educators. They're more concerned about striking for more pay, making sure they get enough money for being in classes, as opposed to getting enough results from the kids with what they're teaching. We're in a mess. Where I don't know. I don't have the answers either, Dwight. You will have
Let
to
me
come up
see.
with a
It
playbook.
was it was 1978. Square Peg players took Hard Time and Wedge and Jande to LA.
Yes, I remember that. I
1978.
did go and see that performance.
You did, right? And then in 1981, Square Peg again took Unatu Mekwitu to LA.
And New York.
Now in 2024, from 81, 78, 81, 2024, we're taking a Belize play again to LA. Look at the absence and what's his name? Joe talk about being an industry to bring a production from Belize to the US, to the diaspora. It's not happening. Instead, Belize is bringing from the States all these other artists, these foreign artists. Maybe that's why the Optimist productions are popular, because they're bringing in foreigners. I'm referring to ourselves as foreigners to Belize. But and that's a joke. That's a joke, because
can I want to pivot in there because it gives me goosebumps. Based on what Mr. Mike shared, what they're doing in school. Mr. Mike, I testify only to hear what Mr. Gongora said just now, bringing Hard Time and with John Jande, the double header. I was one of those persons that came out from behind the desk, from primary school to high school, when Mr. Gongora saw me. And that was a must in part of our curricula in primary school and high school. And my passion for it, without boasting, it had to be a part of our final. And we all had to do a presentation. And I remember doing my presentation in the assembly hall. Who got Mr. Gongora to adjudicate, to be the judge, the jury? I don't know. But all I know, after winning over my other classmate, coming in first, I was approached 2 weeks later by Mr. Gongora if I would like to join the Square Peg player. I remember my mom getting really, really upset, wondering, how are you going to do two things at the same time? I'm going to waste my money Come on, if you send her to school, I know you want to pick up down paper for so and so. And the persistence and the persuading that Mr. Gongora gave to my mom, the responsibility he took up, because I was determined I want to do this. And Miss Anna Pitts was down the other side of the alley, and Mr. Gongora used to pick us up in those days, one to the left, one to the right, living down the alley. And he makes sure that I got to my rehearsal and get me back home. And I was determined, and I thank God for Sarita Pinkard, who was one of the junior teachers there that could have rallied me on. Don't worry, you did good for that exam. You continue your script. Once I finished with my line, Mr. Mike, I was holding my script on the veranda at St. Michael's College. And I only say that because it gave me goosebumps to see what the art was like and how I peddled in that, the love of it, and also what it brought to the forefront. And I was the baby in that group. Do I talk about the Jeep going to PG, going all over the place? I was there with them, 17 people in a little Land Rover, but we went. So
what I
I
find
can only share with that passion right now as we speak. It brings tears to my eye.
what I find interesting is that you're speaking of something that happened in 1981, and now we are 2024, but basically the same players. I mean, are you guys thinking about maybe trying to recruit a couple of young people to understudy at least, or play some kind of role in
That's
there?
exactly the point, G Mike.
We've had that conversation that we're older and looking to recruit.
I think Altair said that just now. Altair said that
Earlier, that's
before.
right.
So
Yeah.
we've had the conversation about that because we're older,
Yeah,
and
we have to pass it on at
Wait,
some point.
speak for yourself, Miss Anna. Speak for yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
Ah,
that whole thing, no? Yeah.
hey,
I said
hey,
we're
no,
older. I didn't say we're old. I said
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
older.
yeah, yeah.
That's a difference.
Relatively speaking, right?
Yes.
No, but I think that we need to take it to the schools. Maybe but I don't know that it would be appropriate for students though, because I don't know how many parents are happy about seeing their children exposed to this kind of frank discussion that happens in the Manai Tree thing,
But
no?
it could be
But it
it could be
doesn't have to
modified.
be this play. This is just
Yeah.
one
I
that's
was
play.
about
Right.
to say, yeah,
Right.
it doesn't have to be.
Right. Correct.
There are
And
other
can
there
I
are
just
other
can
there
I
are
just
other
say
plays out
something,
there for
Lisa?
kids our age.
Yeah, and
I
the
mean,
thing is,
I'm sorry.
the thing is, like for example, in '76 when I was part of Square Peg, and we remember Ray, we went to Carifesta to perform. It was a different type of play. So this play is geared to adults. So if you're going to bring younger people in, it's not going to be this type of play. And then when you bring the
Right.
younger people in, it's not only to act, you are going to teach them the whole gamut of the things, the backstage management, all those sort of things. It's not just about the acting. It's about what it takes to create all
Entail.
now bring it forth. And that's what we have to have in the schools. It's not just the acting, it's everything. The writing, even the writing of a play.
Exactly. That is the writing, directing, lighting, all those stage management. They're all part of the development and production process.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The sound system, as Ray had
Yes.
mentioned
Yes.
earlier. It's all
Right.
and there's I had a brother, he died some years ago, who was a member of Square Peg, and he never went on the stage. He was always backstage,
Mhm.
but he became an expert in lighting.
Yes.
At the age of 25, he could have managed all the lights in Bliss Institute, probably by himself. He could manage sounds, he could
Yeah.
direct curtains and those kinds of things, and he worked tirelessly with another dearly departed Rita Flowers, who was, a stage manager par excellence. But we are not passing on these skills, and it's because, as I said
Yes.
before, I don't know that the interest is there. Everybody want up on the stage, and everybody want to be the one where they clap for, but nobody don't want to be backstage. And
Well,
sometimes that's where you need to start.
yeah, I think that is true to some degree, because we say that everybody wants the applause, everybody wants to score the goal, to be known as the star. But I think part of the culture of developing young people is to, because people have interests, people have different interests. Just as your brother did, he was interested in stage management and stuff. There are people with those individual interests. They don't see themselves as actors, but they see themselves as part of the production. And so that's the skill they have to develop throughout. And I think I think if they start putting together, like Mr. Cowie say, enterprises, so that it could be finance and stuff, and if we start identifying venues and developing those spaces, and then start having production there and make it little enterprises for income and money, then that would probably ways to lead us out of this darkness that we are right now, with not having anything going on.
And Anna mentioned a very important thing there too, that the Scorpeg players participated in Carifesta 76, the first group to take a play to Carifesta. And then 79 again, Scorpeg players performed at the Carifesta in Cuba. In 81 again, Scorpeg players performed in Barbados at Carifesta.
Were you with those groups, Ray?
Yes.
What kind of reception did you get from those countries?
Oh my God. It was chilling, man. It was
you
chilling.
Guys won an award. You guys had won an award in one of those festival, right?
When we went to the Commonwealth Festival in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Yes. It was very chilling to know that you're taking a play from Belize. And yes, the Carifesta is there. Belize doesn't participate anymore. They don't send anymore. I don't know what they send. Believe me, I don't know what they send.
But like everything else, it has to, I believe, has to start in the homes, where parents pay more attention to their children and try to recognize what things they're interested in. Give them expose them to different things to see what they might like, and then encourage them along that line. Of course, there has to be the structure in place to where if they go to school, you can lead them into the arts section. If they like sports, then you lead them to the sports section. If they want to do maybe carpentry or sewing or something like that, that is available for them to partake. But if we're gonna, we have to maybe address this on all levels at the same time, and it's not gonna be easy, but it has to be done. That's how I see it.
Well, significant also is that this weekend, the College of Performing Arts in Jamaica, they are staging the two Belizean plays, one written by Colville Young, Riding Horse, and the other one written by Gladys Stewart, Dog and Iguana. That's being staged in Jamaica this weekend and next weekend.
Those are two Belizean playwrights, right?
That is correct.
That's right.
That is correct.
Yeah. Ray, let me ask you.
And those are for kids, actually. They're family productions.
They're
so
fables.
I mean, so if we're talking about we want to introduce our young children to performing arts, those would be two great plays for families and children to see and to experience. I'm hoping that we can stream those from Jamaica for us to be able to see next weekend. And I think that, that's something that we should be, we should introduce to the kids, especially being that this is March is Child Stimulation Month in Belize. This is a great opportunity for those kids.
Rena thinks that creative arts seems to have died in Belize. I'm getting an echo now from somebody. Somebody has a mic on. Who's getting the echo? Anyway, she seems to recall something at Birds Isle.
Yeah, she's saying that the Belize Technical College used to perform at Bird's Isle. It's true.
Somebody's mic is giving an echo. I don't think it's mine.
Yeah, we used to do plays at Bird's Eye as well. Yeah.
What the name of the play where Shirley Watt me do, Amri?
Boss King.
Boss King.
Boss King. Yeah.
Boss King.
Ray, on a tangent, we see some brouhaha about the Bob Marley movie, and them suggesting that it should have been Jamaican actors in there. Did you have an opinion on that?
You know, I haven't seen the movie yet. I haven't seen the movie yet, but
I agree. I know, me personally agree they should have had Jamaican actors in there.
Well, Jamaicans are very talented people also. I mean,
of course.
That's what I said. They're talented. So why didn't they put some of them in there?
Yeah, they could have used that two Belizean in there, we'll say.
True.
That too.
Yeah. Are we going to see movies being made? And somebody told me that they saw Pulina movie.
Oh, yeah?
I was on one of those Netflix or Amazon. And that I think Lisa, your mic is the one that was giving us that echo. Yeah, but are we we have a film commission in Belize, but I have not seen any movement as far as in creating movies because it's along the same line of the arts. So I believe maybe we need to get there at some point, don't you think?
Yes.
Did you do
I
film?
was not in Belize, but Carrie Fairweather did a series in Belize.
Right, I remember.
What was the name? Run.
She did a whole series.
Yeah.
That was wonderful. You were able to watch that every Tuesday night.
Yeah. Have you ventured into film, Ray, at all?
No. I haven't.
Any desire to? Any plans?
I could do it.
Yeah.
I could do it. Yeah. I
sure.
could do it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to use Americans, so
right.
It's I would have to be in Belize.
You have to spend more time in Belize, man. You're getting to the point now where you could do like a lot of people are doing 6 months, you know.
6 months, right.
That is ideal because you get the best of both worlds.
That is true.
And certainly Belize has a lot to offer, no? And guys like you and the entire cast have a lot to offer Belize also by introducing to us some of the habits, if you call it that leads to successful success in any field. There has to be habits that you form, a discipline that you establish, and work that you put in. And we always all seem to want to have that easy end, and don't realize the amount of work that you have to put in to get successful at anything, even small things. We're gonna try. Well, we after Santa Monica, you say you shut down this production,
right?
And we get ready for the next one.
That is correct.
This one goes into the archives.
This one is for the
And
archives.
you have two showing. I think it's the 6th and the 7th. What date? Tell me what.
Yes,
date.
the 6th and the 7th of April.
Yes.
At the Santa Monica Playhouse.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it compared to the Bliss? Is that a bigger venue?
You could announce where you could get the tickets if you have that information. I know there might still be a few.
Oh,
and then I think you should also look into the possibility, as I had, if it could be live streamed. So
the live streaming, yes, I will look into that. The Puntaton Management. Go to Facebook and look for Puntaton Management, and you'll get all the information.
Little Belize too. Remember Little Belize?
That's right. You got it. Thank you. Little Belize as well.
So those are the two venues for the tickets.
Yes.
If you want ticket, Puntaton, you can get it online, and Little Belize you can drop in. Correct, Little Belize.
They're calling people they're telling, because people have called and reserved their tickets, and you know how it go. Come payday and letting them know they better come and pick up their tickets, otherwise they're gonna sell it to somebody else, because there's now I think they're almost sold out. It's a small theater. It seats 100 people only. It's one of these black box theater, where the stage is right up onto the audience. So
and you know what has happened with COVID? A lot of the very small community theaters are disappearing because they don't have the support. A lot of people haven't returned to the theaters, particularly in California, since COVID. So a lot of them, they had a little bit of money with the PPE and the funding that the government had provided, but that all disappeared now. So a lot of them are on hard times, and quite a few of them are closing, that are local theaters.
I'm trying to find some to get those lights to the Bliss.
Okay. You know, I was at a school where they were getting rid of lights because I'm an electrical engineer. But they were I thought about it, but I was like, damn, these things are so old and they're so energy consuming.
It's better than nothing. Believe me.
Okay.
Bliss don't have no lights, none.
Okay. Then I'll look again then. But you know, all of a sudden when you think about 500 watts and 300 watts and type of lights, you go, man, that the power you need to operate those.
They have it.
You can operate.
Do I just see the lights there?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That
I was just at a school theater where they were just dumping them into a truck, and I thought about it, but I was like, these are so
how
old.
Sacrilegious.
I know.
Very sacrilegious.
But I thought about it, but I was like, these are so old. 500 watts.
We need the lights. We need the lights. Spotlights.
Yeah. Follow lights, spotlights. Yeah.
Yeah. All of them. We need them.
Okay. Next time I'll be more curious about it.
Yes. Yeah, 6th and 7th April. And the show is at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
3 o'clock. Okay.
3 o'clock. Okay. Early show.
Okay. Both days are at 3 o'clock.
Both days are at 3 o'clock.
Right. And are they running 2 shows per day and those days, or
no? Just one show each day.
I see.
Tell Althea
CY
say hi.
Says hi.
Oh,
yeah. You know, you guys were talking about COVID and how the theaters aren't doing what they used to do. There's a saying that the years teach much that days never know, and I think it'll be years looking back. We're going to see the real effect that COVID has had, and it has had an effect on our whole way of life. It's amazing. We're not even aware of it yet, but there's people talking about people not returning to theaters. People have not returned to work. Many
most definitely, yeah.
Many people are working from home.
Yeah, it has changed the entire economy. One of the thing is that a lot of office spaces, I think they say like 15 to 20% of office spaces are now empty.
Yeah.
And many companies can consolidate the total space they have to a smaller space because not more than 60-70% of their people are back in the office at any point now.
COVID also brought a lot of entrepreneurship as well.
Yes, it did. And it streamlined things, and it made possible things like Teams and those platforms that we were able to jump on and communicate with each other, in conference calls and place things like that in that type of environment.
It had a lot of good and a lot of bad. Because you're right. We made more use of like social media and the long distance connections than we ever did. We look for the ticket here now. This is what? All right. One man. And the 3 thing. Is that the original spelling that you had? Because one man
Mm-hmm.
and the tree thing. I see. All right, good.
Yes.
Straight up Creole, and
Mhm.
all the dialect is in Creole, right? Everything in a Creole.
Everything in a Creole. Salsa
Except
Creole.
Girl Line.
Except what you said, Dwight.
Girl Line still Creole, but I don't know if it's
I said
Girl,
girl
don't
then
make
it's
him
a
expect yourself.
Look,
That I
Mr.
twang got you.
Wilberforce, don't go there.
Lisa, mute your mic for a minute, Lisa. Make us say
If,
something.
if you're not speaking, turn your mic off.
And I think one mic is giving us the problem. Lisa, turn your mic off for a second. Mute your mic. Is it muted? No. Well, she went off. I mean, I didn't. But see, her mic is a problem because that is where the echo is coming in. So, guys, really, it's been an honor having you on here. And before we're running out of time, anything we were supposed to talk about that we didn't? Anything you want to share that we didn't ask you about?
Well, we have nothing but love for people, and we appreciate the people. We do this because we love you, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys in LA. We're coming there for you, man. It's a lot of love.
And we're looking forward to seeing you guys back in Belize. And Dwight,
Yes.
you there, Belize, you said, no? You lived at
yes,
Belmopan?
sir. I did that in Mopan.
All right. And
The capital city.
and now, where do you live, Anna?
Is it still the U.S. capital in Central America?
As far as I know.
Why? But that thing what happened there this weekend? Crazy, man.
No, this weekend, yesterday.
Yesterday, no?
Yesterday, Mike, I still try to figure out. One Belizean, one ban autochthonous for use real light burn term. One autochthonous Belizean have to jump through all kind of hoops to get one gun license. And one Haitian American when I even ban yeah, got one gun license and could kill so much people. Innocent people at that. That kind of crazy
How many
for me.
people died?
That's
Two?
a
Was it
which
two
part.
people that died?
Two
People died.
But the
One
man got.
family had 3 and 2 of them dead.
But this man crazy. He run down the picnic there for shooting.
All right, and so I just say if I were the commissioner of police, my investigation may start with who the hell give him a gun license. All right, hopefully they're not the commissioner himself.
But there you go, Dwight. You know,
that's our discussion for another day.
that one.
But I thought they said the man was a respected businessman.
Well, it seems he's a
there was no reason to
homeowner.
not deny him a gun license. You know, people flip out and go crazy, and people, you know, because of what the cause is, you're trying to poison me or whatever. I read. I don't know quite what it entails. But it's sad. It's sad, and that came right on the heel of the other murder that happened at the city council office that I had read about. So it's
City
serious.
council officer. She's not a city council. Yeah.
No,
Not-
didn't
He was
happen
an
at the
city administrator.
Right.
Yeah, but it happened at the office.
Well, it came on the heels also of another murder suicide that occurred about a week before. Remember, there was a guy up there in Corozal that killed his wife and then hung
Kill
himself
himself.
in a cell.
Yeah.
So, and things like these seem to happen in bunches. And I'm hoping that I know a trend where they establish here that we don't see any more of this. Because
People get stressed and they copy what seems easier.
Exactly. But they don't realize the trauma that it has, the effect that it has on the entire community. Everybody that knows these people, and even people who don't know them, just
And
get
the children they leave.
man. But like that the city administrator, and they have a teenage son. So that's a kid that knows what's going on, and man, the effect that will have him. I'm not sure he can sleep. I wouldn't be able to. So and we're going from something funny to something serious, but let us hope that things like this, guys, that what you're doing here can give us the kind of comic relief that we need to help us to deal with these very sad situations. The world is in a mess. I tell you,
Our society is stressed. It's quite apparent that there are lots of home violence going on.
Why the one worldwide thing?
Yeah. No, I'm not saying only
It's,
Belize.
it's sad.
It's not only Belize, but it seems like we are in lockstep with what we're seeing on TV, and we're good practitioner of whatever we're seeing.
This to look for me grab me and my tree thing there and go to church again.
That's a good one.
Started.
Wait, you are your treating and sit down in a church all day, all night then?
If we have to.
The Lord heareth the noise and said, I shall curse man, for man has disobeyed. Genesis 8:21.
Well, that's Act 2. Act 2, the treating in a church.
Yeah. The treating in a church and the man. All right.
Yes.
Guys, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Ray, enough success going forward. Much love. Anna, Althea, Dwight, we'll see you around.
Don't forget, you don't call my name. Don't forget me. That's I in too.
You see what happened? Gilda, here where they go on with them. They got this whole poster right front of you. I can't see you and Dwight in the black.
Well, if she hand open up wide up on the poster, she did take it high.
Yeah. I see. No, see you there? All right, Gilda, thanks a lot. We need for work on your lighting because you are in the shadow most of the night.
Really?
Yeah, now there you go. Because we never see you at all. I like Mrs. White. Mrs. White's light. That one is showing well. But guys, thanks a lot for coming on. Thanks for spending some time with us this evening. And keep us abreast of where it go on, man. Let us know when whatever jumps up and what you have plans for the future, right?
Definitely.
Everyone is susceptible.
All right,
man. In this new millennium, you so far.
Yeah. All right. You're saying something, Ray?
No, I mean to say that whatever we do premieres in Belize.
Wonderful.
And then it moved out, so
sounds good.
First.
We'll look out for it.
You guys are welcome.
On Facebook. Have a nice evening. Respect everybody. Peace out.
To locate your sound.
Good night, everyone.
My stilo is hard but sweet like Polgoron. Pandominium, even if I was just a hum. Higher echelon. This is just in the meta desolate section of your cranium. Step upon this icon. Magnate, mortar, distant star. Illuminating this here rat's fear. Piercing the darkness. Don't give up your day job to venture into my wilderness. I chew up furloughs like cigar at the Preakness. Locating your weakness, then lock on. I'm feeling like the stealth. Putting night raids over Iran. You may try to borrow, thinking your last name is Saddam. But my mission is to seek and destroy. So, listen up. Bye. Listen up. I started with one step, but I journeyed for miles. Now I am the franchise. Kick back, check the NASDAQ, watch my stock rise. Like Mercury in July on the east side, taking fools to their untimely demise. Besides, on an asteroid I ride, to places where few true scholars reside. Instead of dropping rhymes, you dropping nickels and dimes. With a click in time, murder 9. Hawaiian necktie before you commit the unspeakable crime. Making rap waters murky, herky-jerky. Sucking up the boys' flow like it was a slurpee. I've got unparalleled vintosity. I'm keeping it real so real can keep it for me. Pulling your whole card, show everybody you dirty. Then leave you lying in a state of purgatory. They say,
Never miss your water until your well run dry. And overspilled milk, a big man is not supposed to cry. Well then, butter brim, if you're the woman, butter brim. Them could have charged her for sin. Butter brim, straight cleaning, in search of a king. Butter brim, fully they made examine, figure lose such a sweet browning. Butter brim, now it's the dread she call it when she need sexual healing. Anyways, one man lost is another man's gain. If you can't handle the traffic, then stay out the lane. Behind her beautiful smile, she was hiding her pain. You couldn't see the tears due to the falling rain. But with a woman emotions, son, you don't wanna play games. Then got certain moves that want put her to shame. And then you begging and you balling will all be in vain. When I bet she call the next morning. Remember all of the first time you meet it. You have to do that clutch much more if you keep it. Candlelight dinner, wine and chocolate. Don't forget the roses, big man, you stalk it. You should have me walk her down to the pulpit and remove her sexy ass from off for the market. Your friends don't have no woman, but them calling you whip. And like an idiot, you believe it. Butter brim, if you're the woman, butter brim. Them gonna charge her for sin. Butter brim, straight cleaning, in search of a king. Butter brim, fully made examine, figure lose such a sweet specimen. Butter brim, now it's the dread she call it when she needs sexual healing. A woman is a gift unto humanity. Treat her with respect and dignity. Heed the words of the great Tyrus Riley. She royal, will treat her like royalty. She works, she cooks, she clean and wash your stinking laundry. All she wanted in return was your loyalty. Could I make her a carnival free karaoke? Her love just come down and she need a remedy. You met her at the peak of her sexuality. Wrong time to leave a big woman lonely. Pretty like an angel, but she well freaky. And now she feeling horny. Income not a dread to fulfill her fantasy. She blows when I whisper sweet nothing softly. She's on a journey. Onto ecstasy. Butter brim, if you're the woman, butter brim. Them gonna charge her for sin. Butter brim, straight cleaning, in search of a king. Butter brim, fully they made examine, figure lose such a sweet browning. Butter brim, now it's the dread she call it when she need sexual healing. Fool him, know him, the holding in palm my hand. Woman recently inherited acres of land. Cassava, cocoa, ganja and yam. Yeah, stripping on the box to make the Cessna land. DJ, turn up the bass and make the dance all ram. See why not the building with a brand new song. Word to the wise, all my youth man, you need exceptional skills to keep a good man. Main ingredient, communication. Stop listening for answer and listen for overstand. All she ever needed was your affection, your kissing, caressing, and attention. You could have solved this complex equation. So go back on the rock, hence you crawl out from. You get the test and you feel the exam. Nobody dread, they read the diagram. Butter brim, if you're the woman, butter brim. Them gonna charge her for sin. Butter brim, straight cleaning, in search of a king. Butter brim, fully they made examine, figure lose such a sweet browning. Butter brim, now it's the dread she call it when she need sexual healing.
Crossover dribble through the middle. Time play like a idiot, someone like a fiddle. Hey, and fool tell Bones say how, see why I talk too fast. Bones telling they have to listen slow. This is not Charles or Ross, my own. You better fetch your thesaurus, or a little help from your friend the rhyme Nazarus. Don't stare directly into the light, or your brains will be clouded with cordite. I'll make your head nod like birds in flight, or like the way honeys be acting when they doing it right.
Open all night, I'm scribing novels. Pour syrup over whack MCs cause they waffle. I'm keeping them baffled. Get supplied with toxic tracks that'll make them marvel. At the basis decibel, no cure. Everyone is susceptible to this technique. Permeating this new millennium. You so far underground, I need sonar to locate your sound. My stilo is hard but sweet like Paul Garone.